And the story you've been told about heaven is only half the truth. What if I told you that before the world existed, heaven was a battlefield, that angels of light once fought among themselves, and that some of them were cast out for defying God's plan? Imagine beings of pure radiance, wings shining like gold, turning into shadows of death, walking the earth unseen, influencing humanity in ways no one could imagine. For the first time, you will see what they never taught you. And one of them is closer than you think. Lucifer, the most beautiful of all angels, the bearer of light, looked upon God's creation and desired power. Pride consumed him, and war erupted. But their story did not end in heaven. They came to earth, teaching forbidden knowledge, spreading fear, desire, and chaos among men. And the humans who followed them became something terrifying. These fallen angels revealed secrets men were never meant to know: arts of war, manipulation, and forbidden powers. They corrupted the earth, and the Nephilim, giants of old, rose to terrorize humanity. Violence, blood, sin, it spread like wildfire. The world we see now is built on the echoes of that rebellion. But most people will never understand what happened until now. Churches speak of angels as protectors, but the Bible tells another story: rebellion, judgment, war. Some fallen angels are still walking among us. They watch, they wait. Their eyes are on humanity, and the choices we make can be shaped by their presence, even without our knowing. And one of them, the most dangerous, is closer than you think. Tomorrow, when you step outside, you may already be in their shadow. But if you want to see the war in heaven that still rages above us, if you want the next secret revealed, comment 100 and prepare yourself, because the next story will uncover a battle that even angels fear. Watch closely, listen carefully, and remember, not all light brings salvation, and not all shadows bring darkness. Some angels bring both.
And that battle did not end when the angels fell. It began. Long before human eyes ever opened, heaven tore itself apart with a war so violent that even eternity trembled. Michael, the warrior of light, stood against Lucifer, the prince of pride, and the skies of heaven burned with power that no language can fully describe. Blades of divine fire clashed. Voices thundered like storms, and angels who once sang together now fought to erase one another from existence. Every strike carried the weight of creation itself, and every fall sent shock waves through reality. Lucifer did not fight alone. Legions followed him. Angels who had once guarded the throne now turned against it, their wings darkened by betrayal. They believed they could overthrow God, that power could replace obedience, that light could be claimed instead of given. But heaven was not theirs to take.
And the truth most people never hear is that some of the fallen never left this world at all. They walk among us in ways that cannot be seen, influencing dreams, bending decisions, shaping the course of history from the shadows. They do not need bodies to rule. They only need access to the human heart. When fear rises suddenly, when anger explodes without reason, when desire overwhelms logic, something ancient is often standing just beyond the veil, pulling invisible strings. These beings remember heaven. They remember what they lost. And they hate humanity because God chose you, fragile, mortal, imperfect you, and to carry His image instead of them. That jealousy has never faded. It burns inside them like an eternal fire, and every soul they corrupt feels like revenge. This is why temptation feels personal. This is why despair feels targeted. This is why some people feel watched even when they are alone. Because the war between light and darkness is not only fought in the skies, it is fought inside the mind. In ancient times, prophets wrote about these beings in coded language. They spoke of watchers, of spirits, of rulers of the air. They warned that humanity was not only flesh and blood, but part of a much greater conflict. A conflict where every prayer is a weapon, and every surrender is a victory for the darkness. Even now, angels of light still move through this world. They protect children. They guard the faithful. They fight battles you will never see. When danger passes you by, when something terrible almost happens but doesn't, when you feel a strange peace in the middle of chaos, that is not coincidence. That is heaven pushing back. But the fallen are growing bolder. As the world sinks deeper into confusion, their influence becomes easier. People are divided. Truth is questioned. Fear spreads faster than ever. This is exactly what they want. Because when humans are lost, they are easier to lead into darkness. speaks of a final moment when the war will no longer be hidden, when heaven and hell will no longer fight through whispers and influence, but through open power. And when that day comes, every soul will be forced to choose a side. You may think this is just a story, but stories do not make people feel this way. Truth does. Look at the world around you. The chaos, the hatred, the confusion. Something is moving beneath it all. Something ancient and patient, something that has been waiting since the first angels fell. And as that final battle draws closer, the line between light and darkness grows thinner. So when you walk outside tomorrow, when you feel that strange chill in the air, remember, you are not just living in a physical world. You are standing in the middle of a cosmic war.
And the reason they fear that secret is because it reveals their greatest weakness. The fallen angels may be powerful, but they are not free. They are trapped in the very rebellion they chose. Every lie they tell, every soul they corrupt, every shadow they cast only tightens the chains they can never escape. They know their time is limited. They know their end has already been written. And that knowledge makes them desperate. That is why the world feels like it is speeding towards something. Why events unfold faster than they should. Why evil no longer hides the way it used to. Desperation is loud, and the fallen are running out of time. Heaven, on the other hand, does not rush. Light does not panic. It waits. It moves when the moment is right. Every soul that chooses truth weakens the darkness. Every act of kindness burns like fire against the shadows. Even in a world filled with chaos, the light is still winning. Quietly, patiently, powerfully, you're not small in this story. You are not meaningless. You are a living battlefield. Every thought you allow, every fear you accept, every hope you hold becomes part of the war. The fallen want you distracted. Heaven wants you aware, because awareness is power. And once you begin to see the unseen, once you understand that this world is more than what your eyes can perceive, you can no longer be easily controlled. That is why these stories were hidden. That is why these truths were buried in ancient texts and forgotten over time. Because a human who understands the war is harder to deceive. And this is only the surface. In the next revelation, you will learn about the ancient Watchers, the beings who taught humanity forbidden knowledge and changed the course of history forever.